The trade of Kobe Bryant to the Charlotte Hornets is widely regarded as one of the worst trades in NBA history. The Hornets drafted Bryant with the 13th overall pick in the 1996 draft, but they traded him to the Los Angeles Lakers for Vlade Divac just a few weeks later. There are a few reasons why the Hornets made this trade. First, they were already a good team with All-Stars Alonzo Mourning and Larry Johnson. They felt that Divac, a veteran center, would be a better fit for their team than the unproven Bryant. Second, Bryant had made it clear that he wanted to play for the Lakers. He had grown up in Los Angeles and was a lifelong Lakers fan. The Hornets didn't want to force Bryant to play for a team that he didn't want to be with. The trade turned out to be a disaster for the Hornets. Bryant went on to become one of the greatest players in NBA history, winning 5 championships with the Lakers. Divac, on the other hand, played just 2 more seasons with the Hornets before moving on to other teams. The Hornets have never fully recovered from the trade. They have made the playoffs just 5 times since 1996, and they have never won a championship. The trade is a constant reminder of what could have been for the Hornets. The second example is even more shocking. LeBron James to the Cleveland Cavaliers. The trade of LeBron James to the Cleveland Cavaliers is a more complicated story. James left the Cavaliers in free agency in 2010 to join the Miami Heat. Many fans felt that he was abandoning his hometown team and chasing championships. However, James has said that he felt that he needed to leave Cleveland in order to win a championship. The Cavaliers were unable to turn the picks they received in the James trade into anything significant. They drafted Kyrie Irving with the first overall pick in 2011, but he was traded to the Boston Celtics in 2017. The Cavaliers also drafted Dion Waiters with the 4th overall pick in 2012, but he was traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder in 2015. The Cavaliers ended up rebuilding for several years after James left. They didn't make the playoffs until 2014, and they didn't win a championship until 2016. James returned to the Cavaliers in 2014 and led them to an NBA championship in 2016. He left the Cavaliers again in 2018 to join the Los Angeles Lakers. The James trade is a complex one. It was a win-now move for the Cavaliers, but it ultimately cost them several years of rebuilding. However, the trade also led to the Cavaliers winning their first NBA championship in franchise history. Up next is Vince Carter trade to the New Jersey Nets. Carter was one of the most exciting players in the NBA when he was traded to the Nets in 2004. But he never reached the same heights in New Jersey, and his career declined rapidly. He was eventually waived by the Nets in 2009. The next one is super shocking. Allen Iverson to the Denver Nuggets. Iverson was a 4-time scoring champion and one of the most popular players in the NBA when he was traded to the Nuggets in 2006. But he struggled to fit in with the Nuggets, and his production declined. He was eventually traded to the Memphis Grizzlies in 2009, and he retired from the NBA in 2013. Do you remember Jason Kidd to the New Jersey Nets? Kidd was one of the best point guards in the NBA when he was traded to the Nets in 2001. But he was never able to lead the Nets to a championship. He was eventually traded to the Dallas Mavericks in 2008, where he won an NBA championship in 2011. Up next is Carmelo Anthony to the New York Knicks. Anthony was one of the best scorers in the NBA when he was traded to the Knicks in 2011. But he was unable to lead the Knicks to success. He was eventually traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder in 2017, where he played for 2 seasons before being traded to the Houston Rockets in 2019. He was waived by the Rockets in 2020. Dwight Howard to the Los Angeles Lakers. Howard was one of the best centers in the NBA when he was traded to the Lakers in 2012. But he struggled to fit in with the Lakers, and his production declined. He was eventually traded to the Houston Rockets in 2013, where he played for 3 seasons before being traded to the Atlanta Hawks in 2016. He has played for several different teams since then. Let's not forget DeMarcus Cousins to the New Orleans Pelicans. Cousins was one of the best centers in the NBA when he was traded to the Pelicans in 2017. but he struggled to stay healthy, and he missed most of the 2017-18 season with a torn Achilles tendon. He was eventually traded to the Golden State Warriors in 2018, where he won an NBA championship in 2018. He has played for several different teams since then. Kawhi Leonard to the San Antonio Spurs. Leonard was one of the best players in the NBA when he was traded to the Raptors in 2018. But he forced his way out of San Antonio, and he never seemed to be happy there. He led the Raptors to an NBA championship in 2019, but he left the team in free agency after the season. There was also Paul George to the Oklahoma City Thunder. George was one of the best players in the NBA when he was traded to the Thunder in 2017. But he forced his way out of Indiana, and he never seemed to be happy in Oklahoma City. He led the Thunder to the playoffs in 2018, but he demanded a trade after the season. He was traded to the Los Angeles Clippers in 2019. Russell Westbrook to the Houston Rockets. Westbrook was one of the best point guards in the NBA when he was traded to the Rockets in 2019. But he never seemed to fit in with the Rockets, and his production declined. He was eventually traded to the Washington Wizards in 2020. And the last but not the least, James Harden to the Brooklyn Nets. Harden was one of the best players in the NBA when he was traded to the Nets in 2021. But he never seemed to be happy in Brooklyn, and his production declined. He was eventually traded to the Philadelphia 76ers in 2022.